Don't stop until the break of dawn. Yo, every bitch I know they wanna get with me. The motherfucking notorious DRE. Spit game at a bitch with the niggas around. And you know. You hear that? I'm saying. I'm not taking it as a shot. Let me tell you something. My name was originally Jab Rock. It started. Fuck it. Mic check 1 2 1 2. Microphone check 1 2 1 2. This right here is gonna get me voiceover jobs right now.
Surprised you don't have them already.
Cause we don't know. I don't like. I suck at. Do you know how to make a demo? I suck. All right. I can make a voiceover. I need a voiceover demo.
So we were just in here with Tom Sizemore.
Jay's been trying to get me to do a voiceover. It's just me procrastinating.
Yeah.
Because every time I get in the studio, I rap. You know what I'm saying? But we just got to set aside the time and we could start.
Yeah, because, there's a lot of work in LA with voiceover.
Yeah, man. And I feel like I do need to practice because although I feel like my voice is, I believe and know that it's special and all of that.
Yeah.
But I feel like my diction is kind of, it needs work sometimes. You know what I mean?
Well, it also helps when you are reading a script, though.
Mm-hmm.
When you're reading a script of something and you're like, well, this character's this.
Mm-hmm.
The voice is already there, obviously.
Yeah.
But, reading what you're actually interacting and doing definitely, helps accentuate whatever you're trying to do. So we just talking here. What's the word? I got my man, Rockness Monsta.
Yeah.
Live in the studio. The man with the voice.
Yeah, the man, the myth.
How you feeling?
The monster. I'm chilling. I'm good. I'm enjoying it's my first time in LA in over 5 years.
Wow.
Look, Raquel's mom is from Long Beach.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And from the time, Raquel was conceived, I stole her away from Long Beach and I took her to New York, you know what I mean? And dad life started. I went to my new hood.
Yep.
Fatherhood. It's the best hood I ever been a part of. You understand what I'm saying? But I couldn't come see the hoods out here no more for a while because
it'd be a little wild out here.
Yeah.
It'd be wild anywhere. But.
With all respect due, I know that California is one of the most gangsters states and LA is one of the most gangster cities, but it's always been pretty smooth for me out here. You know what I mean? I'm not looking for trouble. And I rap good, so most people just appreciate the fact that the nigga rap good and they ain't out here on no bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? So I've always had a pretty good relationship with California. Actually, a great relationship. I don't want to jinx it. You know what I'm saying? It's been really great. From the very first time I ever came to California, it's like miracles happen for me. You know what I mean?
Did you come out here for the Brownsville to Long Beach, or did they go out there?
No, we came out here. Oh, we recorded a few songs out here. We recorded with the Outlaws on you know what I mean? That was such a great time. I felt like such a rapper when that happened. This was our second album. The first album had set in, it soaked in. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yeah, I'm really this guy. You understand what I'm saying? It was crazy. People really was responding to this shit like crazy. You know what I mean? So, and it was time to make the new album, and we flew our black asses to California. We flew to California to record half the album. I was feeling like a rap star. You understand? And it was dope. And yeah, we worked with Daz. Corrupt wasn't there.
Okay.
They was just so fucking efficient that, you know what I mean? See, this I be telling my homies to this day, I be pointing to little things in the death row blueprint to motivate, my little homies and whatnot, and my partners, my homies, big homies, little homies and all, my musical family. I be taking little gems to try to help, motivate, because Corrupt came to the Corrupt was nowhere to be found. Me and Ruck were in the studio with Daz, and one of us, we started talking. We asked. Daz was only supposed to do the beat. We asked him to get on the song. He's like, yeah, hell yeah, right? Then we talking. Corrupt ain't here, so in our mind, that seems like Kurupt is not an option because he's not here. You know, this is back in the days.
Absolutely.
Everybody wasn't sending verses through Pro Tools and shit by that.
And that's why I asked. I mean, who flew where to do that?
Listen, one of us, I don't know, Daz caught me and Ruck talking about Kurupt, and he was like, "Huh? Oh, y'all want to get Kurupt on a song? Hold on a second." He just starts flying. He just starts dropping in verses from Kurupt. Flying them up. They were already there. Like Kurupt, when Kurupt was here last week, I had him lay some verses just in case anything was anything. What?
Like, who does that?
Who the fuck they do? Them niggas is some of the, you know, understand what I'm saying? So some of the dopest shit ever, right? Dopest niggas ever. You know, salute to them, right? So we ran through a couple of verses and we picked two, and we made Brownsville and Long Beach with them.
Yeah, but Magna Force.
Salute to the Dog Pound.
Absolutely. And also I gotta say rest in peace to Badass, who just passed away last week. You know, he was
rest in peace. That was like a couple of days ago.
Yeah, that was
rest in peace, Badass.
Man, he was very talented.
Yes, I actually did. You know, it's funny for a rapper of, you know, my caliber or status, so-called whatever. A lot of rappers I never met. Yeah. A lot of, you know, because I was always in my own head as opposed to outside my head, dealing with the real. I was always either creating in my mind, doing something creative, or doing something creepy. So I wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like I didn't get the bond with a lot of rappers, but Badass was one that I did. You know what I'm saying? Like I got to talk shit. You know what I mean? Crack jokes and smoke weed and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
and you know, again, there's no social media back then, so.
Right.
You know, it's you. If you met somebody, you met them.
Right.
You know.
Right.
I'm sure there's people from your era and the new era that have met each other online, but never face to face.
Yeah.
You know.
Like I know,
like
it's crazy as it sounds. Like it's for real. It is what it is. I know people that I actually give a fuck about that I haven't met in person.
Oh no, it happens. It's
you know what I'm
absolutely.
Saying? Like it's real and it's bugged out. You know what I mean?
Especially you brought up earlier, you're doing an album with somebody or overseas, right?
Yeah,
so,
it's an EP. Because it's in Amsterdam, and Amsterdam is another place that I happen to love. So I was out there, and you know, the producer, his name is Big Ape, and you know, it was more like it's like he got any excuse to go back to Amsterdam. It was so you know. They were some good people. I was cool with them, and they came up with the idea. I was like, bet. And I went to Amsterdam, and I smoked my face off and wrote all of the best weed punchlines I could ever come up. Like,
I mean, when in Rome, right?
Like
you're there doing it.
Like the shit is called Chronicles of the Most High, because you know it's all weed rap, but it's still Rockness Monsta.
Yeah.
So you know the way I rap, I'm going to give you lyrical gymnastics, so to speak, you know what I'm saying, without sounding too nerdy with it, you know what I mean? So it's some of the best weed punchlines you ever heard in your goddamn life, I promise you.
Just the motivation was there, you know.
Yeah. Like, and it was just like, and you know, I made a few weed songs before. It's like I gotta top all that. This shit is called Chronicles of the Most High. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, that was dope.
So where did the hip hop personality came from? Obviously, someone in hip hop hears your voice, they know who you are. Mm-hmm. But where did the actual rap personality of the rock come from?
There's an actual definitive answer for that. Well, for one, I am myself. You
Absolutely.
Know what I mean? Like, I don't try to be like I don't give a fuck. Like I like this dude. You know what I'm saying? Like this dude is lit, as the kids say to me. You understand?
He's lit.
This dude, I like this dude. I'm not trying to be like nobody, but I learned and you know, I learned from, and how do you say, I crafted my product with the help, you know, off of gems I learned from. I got forefathers on the East Coast, and I have forefathers on the West Coast. And I love to tell people this. I'm proud of this. Like, you understand? Just to let people know that this is what it is.
Yeah.
Forefathers on the East Coast, Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, KRS-One, Cool G Rap. They are how I learned my lyrical gymnastics. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Forefathers on the West Coast, Dr. Dre, Ice Cube, Eazy-E, MC Ren. They taught me that I could speak what I really felt. Because I was an angry youth.
Yeah.
And I didn't know that I could rap angry. I just thought I had to rap dope first.
Or smooth, or...
No, just thought I had to say some shit. Yeah. Smooth was out.
Yeah.
You know, it was some smooth shit out, yeah, but I mean, it was out. It was, but like, for me, I just thought, you know, you had to say dope shit, like, you know, like, and Kane and Rakim and, you know, and like G-Rap wasn't really smooth to me, and neither was KRS-One. You know what I mean? But them two, Rakim was kind of smooth, but he was hard. Kane was smooth, but he was hard, and he was player. Yeah. You know what I mean? But Rakim, but G-Rap and KRS-One were hard. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they were.
So, you know, but they were hard without being angry and violent and whatever, with that frustration. You understand what I'm saying? They didn't have that real life. Well, at least I didn't. That's not what I got from them.
It flowed out of him. It was so natural that it was.
It flowed out of him. It was so much technique that was what you paid attention to. You know what I mean? But with NWA, it was the raw emotion, and I was, you know, growing up in the crib, like I was the youngest kid. So when you the youngest kid, you get bullied. You know what I'm saying? So you have a reason to be angry. So I was angry, and that was how I felt, and I finally felt like, you can rap that angry?
And still be clever?
Changed my world. The combination of those two sets of force made me, is what laid my foundation. And then when I got into the game, you know, on my way in the game, you know, when this, because I had those components before being a professional rapper was even a real reality for me. You know what I mean? But when I came in the game, it was some dudes I had to learn from too, because it was kind of awkward. Like, I come from boot camp Clik, and with the exception of Sean Price, Sean lives on.
Absolutely.
The rest of these dudes is kind of short. You know what I'm saying? And Strang he got a little bit of height on him. Salute to my boy Starang One. But, you know, the majority of them are short, and it's like, shut up, Neff. Salute to my man Neffy Neff, the last American B-boy in the building. This nigga's a rapper / director / all kind of things. But like, you know, we just getting into the game, and we call boot camp Clik. Boot camp means basic training, which is exactly what we were. Yeah. It was on the job training for all of us. We didn't have no big homies mentoring us in this shit, right? So it's like, all right, how do you, all right, I mastered rapping. How do you perform? You know what I mean? I did some talent shows and all of that, but now it's time for the big boys. Like, you know, dudes got record deals and videos out and all of that, and you up to bat next, nigga. You and your man.
Yeah.
How do I do this? So in that period of time, I looked towards, cause me, I'm wild tall. I got all of this energy, and I got all these limbs. You understand what I'm saying? None of the dudes who came before me in my crew had those attributes. Yeah. They were all short. You understand? They were all elite, with the exception of Tech. Tech was aggressive in certain pockets. You know what I mean? But for the most part, they were short. They didn't have all these limbs, and they didn't have dissimilar energy. If you watch Tech on stage, like I've told Tech numerous times, salute to my nigga Tech, I've told him numerous times I'm jealous of him. I'm like I envy how cool he is on stage. Like, performance to him is some cool shit. Yeah. Like performance to me is some wild, energetic shit, some high energy. It just, what comes natural to him. Yeah. It's so breezy. Yep. You understand what I'm saying? But for me, it's so hyper. You know what I mean? And like I said, Black Moon and Smith & Wesson came before I did. So those were my family examples, and they're short. Me and Rucker up to bat next. We the tall ones. what do I do with all this energy and all this fucking these limbs and shit? So the point I'm getting to is, in that period, I learned from the dudes that I learned from were dudes like Method Man, Redman.
Now they still go wild on the show too.
Right.
Them dudes.
Right. Like they came in the game like right before us. You know what I mean? Like Wu-Tang came in like it was like Black Moon put out I Got You Open before Protect Your Neck came out. But by the time Heltah Skeltah put out an album, Method Man, Wu-Tang had already put out. You understand what I'm saying?
Only Built for Cuban Links, so that had already been out.
Well, I don't know about
because what was Nocturnal was 96.
Nocturnal was 96, yeah.
So like June, I think, of 96 or something of that nature.
Yeah. Cuban Links was already out by then.
Because that was in the like November 95.
Right. So they was ahead of us. You know what I mean? So that being said, like, and they were two of my favorite rappers, Redman and Method Man. Like Redman was me and Ruck's favorite rapper until Method Man came out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Method Man was a whole different kind of nigga. And so was Redman, but Redman reminded us of Ruck. Redman reminded us of a D-Sep, which was, our street gang or whatever back as kids and all that, right? But then Meth came out. He reminded us of a D-Sep too, but he was a different kind of special. You know what I mean?
That Tikal is an interesting sounding. I mean, it's dope.
Like
it's an interesting sounding album for sure.
But like it was. I remember one time I was at they used to do Park Hill Day in Staten Island, right? They still do. We used to go out there and perform. And I remember when we went out there and performed at one of those Park Hill days. And Wu-Tang performed too. I don't know if it was the whole Wu-Tang, but it was some of them. And Method Man was on deck. When Method Man performed I wanted to throw away all my rap moves. like you know how some people say you heard a rhyme and you want to throw away their rhyme book? Like I saw him perform. And it changed my life. I wanted to throw away all my rap moves, B. All of them shits was like, fuck out of here. You understand what I'm saying? Like that shit was, like it was something different. Like it was something different. And yes, like I learned from that. I also learned from Redman rap moves. I also like Redman. I learned more I learned to do ad-libs. After the first time I was in the studio with Redman, I was like, oh, you can do that? Great. What? Oh shit!
Let me hype some shit up real quick. Like, yeah. That was when we did the Points song off of the Panther soundtrack back in like 90. I wasn't even supposed to be in the studio. Only reason I was there was because Buck didn't want to be there by himself. Like the whole boot camp was in California. We did a couple of shows and it was time to go back, but Buck had to stay to do this song, and he wanted some company, so I stayed with him. And none of these niggas wanted to stay. I was like, I'll stay. I'll volunteer.
Right, I stayed. The homies went. Town car came and took them to the airport, and a limo came and took us to a different hotel. Right. It was the Nico Hotel. You remember that? Mm-hmm. That shit was nice back in the days, right? Then we get in there. As soon as we get there, Busta Rhymes is yelling at us out the window. Like, this song got Biggie on it. It's got Bust on it. It got Bone Thugs and Harmony. It got Redman on it. It got Coolio on it. It got Ill and Out Scratch. Like, this shit was ridiculous, son. Like, real talk. So that was my first time coming to California. You know what I'm saying? And I wasn't even supposed to be on that song, but Redman recognized me. I was on the inside, I fainted, but on the outside, I was cool, right? You know what I'm saying? Outside, I was cool as shit. He's walking down the hall eating a banana. Pause. Walks down the hallway, and he's like, yo, 1 round for the snitch dropping down. 1 round for that's you, right? Fainted on the inside. Nobody knew it because I was standing tall, right? I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was cool and shit, dapped him up and all that. And then somewhere, a couple, few minutes or an hour or something later, he suggests to, rest in peace, Chris Lighty, who was handling that song, It was me, Red, Chris Lighty, and Buckshot in the room together for whatever reason. That foursome in the room together talking, and Redman somebody said something about we need to do la 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 la, and then Redman says what you need to do is put one of them Heltah Skeltah niggas on the song. And Chris Lighty looked at me like what do you mean I need to rock you not get on the song? Like it was already a foregone conclusion. I was like, oh shit. I was nervous, but I was, you know what I'm saying? Again, I fainted a little bit, but ain't nobody see me faint. I didn't have a deal yet. This was in like 94, 90, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. Never seen more than $900. And all the robberies I rapped about, I never saw more than $900. I never saw $1,000 in one of those robberies. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So right now, that person is in the studio with Biggie, Redman, Coolio, Bone Thugs and Harmony, and all that dope shit, right? And
in LA,
and I rap on this song that but here curveball, right? Every once in a while, I come across a beat that I can't hear correctly for whatever reason. I can't hear the one. I don't hear where I'm supposed to start rapping. I can't find that seam in the beat, right? And that was one of those beats, right? So right now, in front, so this dope ass moment is being tainted because I can't hear the seam in the beat. And Biggie and Redman and all those people that I aforementioned is there. Well, Biggie left. Biggie went first and he left. So that was all right. You know what I'm saying? That was cool, right? But the fact still remains. So I'm trying to write to this shit. I can't write to that. You cannot write that way. Well, I can't anyway. But luckily, I started hearing people's verses, and people's verses were just regular bars. I'm thinking everybody's gonna write something more Black Panther-y because it's for the Panther soundtrack, and and some people did, but some people didn't. And once I saw that wasn't a problem, I was like, well, I got verses. If I don't need to spit no Black Panther, no Black Power shit, then I got a few brand new verses. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I ended up doing. I'm like, yo, Buck, all you gotta do is count me in, and I'm good. 1, 2, 3, go. I got it. And so that's what I did. A couple of times I was like, I started and I was like, this shit don't sound right. They were like, trust me, son, you on, trust me, go. Right? Third take, I just ran through the whole shit. You know what I'm saying? And that was it. And you know what happened after that? A few months later, I got a check for $5,000. And they sent the check to my man Ruck, who left for $5,000 just because they used the name Heltah Skeltah. I was instantly in love with California. Instantly. And I ain't been out here in 5 years. How did I let this happen?
But we are here now.
Yeah, we here.
Doing what we do.
Sorry about going off on
No, hey, this is, the inside scoop. Is that what they call that? Mm-hmm. The inside scoop. What do you think? Everybody from boot camp had incredible skills. There's no denying that. Mm-hmm. What else do you think led to the success you had? Because skills and being able to rap good is only a little part of the game.
We worked really hard. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like we had Drew High and Buckshot. Because Drew High was at first they were at Nervous Records, and Nervous Records, they may have Duck Down and Nervous may have had their differences, but it was an independent label, and they worked, they did a good thing, and maybe it was all on our talent, or maybe it was all on Black Moon and Smith & Wesson's talent, but they gave them something dope to push, but like Black Moon and Smith & Wesson was getting like 5 videos off of one album. You understand what I'm saying? Like Heltah Skeltah and OGC never got that, and we were on a way bigger label.
was a priority at the time.
Yeah, it was priority.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
You guys had some good productions, though.
We had
between Therapy,
yeah.
Operation Lockdown. Those are solid videos.
Yeah, but we didn't have 5 of them.
Yeah, no, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like my brothers, they did that on an independent label, and that's just, that's what it is with independent labels. It's like, it's like they smaller. They like, if they believe in you, they probably believe in you longer if they can afford to.
Yeah.
Than a major. You know what I mean?
Well, the major probably is going to be...
The major can still afford to believe in you, but they lose belief in you faster.
Somebody upstairs is going to say, we don't need 5 videos.
Right. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. And so there is a little more creative freedom, obviously.
Yeah. And then, so when they formed Duck Down, the label, and, Heltah, Skeltah, and OGC were the first artists off on that, we had priorities, so we had a budget and all of that. So the one thing about labels is labels will make you famous. They might not make you money, but they'll make you famous. You know what I mean? And that's what that was. But we had good product. We had Duck Down, who really gave a fuck about us and the product.
Absolutely.
And then you had priority. So that made for a decent enough mix to,
Smart moves led to.
Yeah.
Just success. But I really consider Duck Down like the quintessential definition of independent label.
Yeah.
Black Moon just dropped an album.
Yeah.
And it's 2019.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think a lot of the way the game is today, especially you can distribute your own music. That's a good blueprint to use.
I'm on that album.
Absolutely. And there's a couple albums that dropped. Mm-hmm. that have been kind of refreshing to hear. Now, I'm an 80s baby, so,
right.
I listened to you as a teenager when you're most, influenced on anything you do. But, hearing new Gangstar and hearing new Black Moon and PMD dropped, something new, and just Eric Sermon earlier this year. It's refreshing to hear. I'm always going to be nostalgic and stuff like that. But the younger kids are starting to listen. I truly believe, we always talk about this on the show, but everything kind of comes full circle. They're not going to want to hear, what's new forever. Someone's going to hear something to start a new trend, and that trend might be what sounds old.
Right. That's a fact. But I feel like, and this is not me being political, I really feel this way. I feel like it's room for everything, especially the way the game is now. You know what I mean? The people who look, listen, when it goes back, like let's say because people have been saying it's going back to such and such for a long. It's been saying that for a long time. It ain't back, right? It's still coming back.
Yeah.
Still coming. Pause. Still coming.
No, I agree.
Pause.
I agree with you on there.
You know what I mean? But let's say it finally does happen, and now all of a sudden you have to know how to rap really good to be, this or whatever, or make money in the game or whatever. That's the popular thing. There's gonna be a generation, 2-3 generations of people who are gonna miss what it is now, because to them it's dope.
Yeah.
And how you gonna tell them it ain't? Like, how I'm gonna tell you just because I don't like chocolate and strawberry is better? How I'm gonna tell you chocolate whack?
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, it just is what it is. So, the shit it is making a lot of people a lot of money because somebody likes it. You know what I mean? Even
obviously a lot of people like it.
Right.
A lot of people like it. And
it resonates with them, and it is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's the simplest thing. You know how simple it is? This is the simplest way to look at it. You look at everything as black. If you look at everything on some black and white shit or some yes or no shit, male or female shit, all right. In most cases, I know people doing new shit now, whatever, right? But in most cases, if you are a heterosexual male, do you wear high heel shoes? No. That is not for you.
Yeah.
Period. It's not. Does that mean you are offending women who wear high heel shoes? Now, you got beef with women because you don't want to wear. Look, no, it's It's literally that simple.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? What's for them is for them. What's for you is for you.
Yeah.
You don't need to put your emotions into that shit and feel disrespected. You're putting too much on it, and it's causing a divide, a separation, and all kind of other negative shit. You know what I mean? So that's how I feel about the music. And I know, and like I said, if it gets to a point where the majority is lyrical dexterity and all the big words and all the whatever, trust and believe there will be some people who miss the way this shit go now.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point. And also too, I think some of it gets a bad name because the people that you usually see that are really up on the top of the charts, some of the stuff they do online is more popular than their music.
Yeah.
So they go into a studio and I just dropped this, like, I'm popping on Instagram anyways, or I'm popping on this anyways. So I think some of it is kind of lackluster just because they don't care. They're just having so much fun doing whatever that the music and how it sounds is the least of their works.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, and in all reality, like whatever works for them, but everything does. I mean, I know for a fact that what you're doing doesn't work forever. You know what I mean? It's going to come a time when you're going to need to reinvent, reevaluate, and restructure. And hey, if it works for them now, it works. If it doesn't, hopefully they're careful, because if not, then you're gonna have to go through a period when you struggle, because shit will change. Everything changes.
Yeah.
Change is inevitable.
Mood changes, and then what you're listening to changes between them.
Right. So I mean, good luck to them. Like I don't never want like I said, it's tons of rappers that I would not ever listen to. But good luck to them too, though. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if what you doing is working for you, why should you stop? I just hope, my advice to anybody, whether it's them, whether it's to my kid, whether it's to anybody who asks, if you don't care, then, if it don't apply, let it fly. But my advice to anybody is like, shit changes, and like, be ready, be prepared, or be willing to change.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Evolve.
Yeah, absolutely.
Shit real out here. Life comes at you fast.
So yeah, for sure. So speaking of new music, tell them what new music. You also have the website.
Oh yeah, I got tons of new music, and I got some. I don't know. It's a bit oxymoronic, but I got some old new shit or some new old shit in the form of my Patreon. Like I got some exclusive. I dug in the vaults and got my real first album. A lot of people look and they see Rockness AP as my first album, but really my first album happened around 2000, 2001. And it's been in the vaults. I had to dig it out the dirt. People been asking for this shit forever, and I wouldn't give it to the people because my stipulation was, if you ain't seen me in years, I'm not about to give you some old shit. If you ain't seen me in years, you need to get some new shit. Yeah. And then maybe we can travel down, and dig into the vault. So that was how I felt about it all. But, Rockness AP came out in 2017, and I got, I legitimately have 6-7 projects I'm working on right now. I'm like, all right, while I'm working on that, how about you take that album? You understand? This should hold you over. You know what I mean? And but I'm not just streaming the shit. I'm not just putting it out. I have it in a very special place. It's a website called Patreon.com. And if you go there to Patreon.com/Rockness Monsta, you can find the Planet Rock album. And for $2, you can get it. $2 a month, you can get it. You ain't gonna just $2 and you just get the whole album and you just forget.
But,
you know what I'm saying? But
stay connected.
You stay connected. Every month you get a new song. And understand, this is back in 2000, 2001 when niggas was putting 20, 25 songs on an album. I'm sure I got 20, at least 24 songs. Because I did the album originally on Priority, minus Duck Down. And then I left, that situation dissolved, and I signed to my boy DJ Lethal Dose through Interscope, and we revamped it a little bit. We got rid of some of the songs and we added a few songs, but I'm giving y'all all of them. You understand what I'm saying?
Tell them the website again real quick.
Patreon.com/Rockness Monsta. Yeah, so that's what that is. It was like the songs that we switched out. It wasn't because we didn't like them. It was just because we just, like, Interscope wanted to have their stamp on it. Like, we brung the album with us from Priority. Like, nah, we gonna do this.
Yeah, of course.
We gonna add something. We gonna make it a little. So basically, it's all of the songs. You know what I mean? The album was originally Planet Rock, but when we went to Interscope, we kind of revamped it and made the album was called Rock Man Uncensored. But so just know that you getting all that shit. You know what
Priority had a heck of a roster.
Yeah, they did. They did. They had a hell of a run.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah,
they definitely did. How do you feel about being able to do again what you're doing as far as with the website? I mean, that's and when we're not selling units anymore, you got to figure out some way to put a unit based object out for the people, because I've noticed too, even with streaming, people still want to feel like they're collecting something. A stream always feels kind of so impersonal. You can't even download it. You're just listening to it off somebody else's thing. How do you feel about that compared to?
I feel like a lot of people don't care.
Yeah.
Like, you got you got cult followings that care, but like,
of course,
if the majority cared, then streaming wouldn't be the thing. You know what I mean? You gotta struggle. You gotta struggle to sell a CD.
Oh, for sure. It's honestly, I was told that CDs is a waste of money to even purchase anymore.
But that's to somebody who, like I did a survey on my Facebook one time. Rock of Heltah Skeltah on Facebook, y'all. But I did a survey on the Facebook, and we asked. Me and Jay from Monster Nation, we was having a debate. She's like, don't nobody fuck with no CDs, nigga. Right? I'm like, I'm telling you, there are people, you don't understand the underground community. Like, I lived there. The Chitlin Circuit, they hate digital just for the sake of hating digital.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So when we did the survey, at first, it was digi. Then the CDs made a strong comeback. It was like, oh, the CDs are gaining, and it went on, and it finished out about even.
Interesting part is, if you get a computer or anything nowadays, it doesn't even come with a CD drive.
Right.
Like, cars don't even come with CD players anymore. Right. Top of the line cars doesn't have a CD player.
Right.
So it's tough for some people, and they're like, okay, what am I going to play this on?
And but you got a bunch of people who are mad at that, and you got a bunch of people who mad at that. For all of those things, like, cars coming without CD players and shit like that. Like, you got a cult of people who are pissed off about that, and any chance they get to wave their fists about it and point their finger and cuss and fuss, they will gladly take it.
You know who I see has a cult following like that, but it's a huge cult following? Tech Nine. You go to a Tech Nine show, they have a bus full of merchandise, CDs, shirts, and each show cleared through the bus.
I know.
Every night.
I know.
So, as you said, it's still out there.
It's there, but when the corporations are never going, they're not doing that. They're like, come on, man. You're not doing that. It's not worth the la la la, the la la la, or the la la la. And it's because they're not really connected to the pulse. They don't understand what's really happening in the real world of the people who really enjoy this music.
Yep. And I'll tell you what, though, you talk to DJs, and one thing they'll say, I don't lose records anymore when I travel.
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
Yeah.
So
pros and
it's
cons.
a double-edged sword. Yeah,
Pros and cons.
It's a double-edged sword. Heltah Skeltah Nocturnal, 96. I get this question a lot, too, when you see it on the forums and this and that. But what did you think going into that project? I mean, obviously you see the success, Black Moon, Smith & Wesson, and everything's kind of coming together like, wow, this might work. But what was your frame of mind going into that album?
I was real excited. Like,
because it's considered one of the best hip hop albums out there ever.
I mean, I appreciate that. Right?
I mean, it just is. As a fan, I can say that unbiased, because if you look at these lists, I mean, it's always there. It's always positioned there.
That's dope. I don't never hear to mention me or my boy, but that's besides the point, right? But in all reality, like, when it was time to make our album, I was nothing but excited. You know what I mean? There were like if you find a interview of Sean P, and where somebody asked him that question and he felt like answering it, he would have probably told. I'm pretty sure he'd have told you he was nervous as fuck.
Yeah.
Because I was more of a serious rapper than he was at that time. You know what I mean? He felt like he wasn't, like, Ruck didn't have a rhyme book yet. You know what I mean? Like, Nocturnal was his first rhyme book. We used to call Ruck the bits and pieces man. He had pages with bits and pieces of raps that he would just manipulate, mix and match, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Like, you could hear him start a verse. You think you know that verse, by the time he gets 4-8 bars in, he switch it. You don't know that verse, but you know those next 8 bars though. You know, he could.
You knew the clusters.
Yeah. So when we were doing Nocturnal, like, he was a bit nervous. He felt like, and like in his words, he was like, damn, I'ma fuck Rock shit up. You understand what I'm saying? Like damn. But I was excited because it was my shit to a certain extent, and it's like, like me and Still brung everybody to boot camp for the most part. Like, most of the people there came there through me or Still, right? And so Ruck, like, that means I brung Ruck, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I was there before him, and while he was nervous, I'm clamoring because because me and Still are friends like a motherfucker, right? And I didn't, like, this is my dog, right? I didn't even know Buckshot at first. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, Who Got the Props came out actually before I met Buckshot. I knew Five, but I didn't know Buck, right? So I say that to say me and Still are like this. Buckshot came out, brung out Smith & Wesson. At this point, I see, like, this is my man, right? We putting this thing together, and your other man comes out first, the one that we don't all know, right? Then you and our boy Tech come out, right? I'm clamoring. I can't wait for the nigga to hand me the bat, and I come up to the plate. Like, I'm just, what? I'm seeing it happen, and the shit is working for my man. So
yeah,
it was all like, I felt nothing but good. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's gotta be kind of tough being a duo though. I mean, a little bit, because
it ain't.
No.
Not when you and your man is friends.
I get it, but you got to make sure that you kind of playing off each other no matter what.
Well, not when you. All right. Well, to that I say, not when you and your man is dope.
Yeah, no, that
you
is
understand
true.
what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, because, well, for me and Ruck, like, our formula was simple. I love telling people this too. The Heltah Skeltah formula, we only deviated from it once or twice, no more than 5 times ever. Therapy was one of the times where we deviated from the formula. The Heltah Skeltah formula was simply, don't be the corny one on the song. The end.
Makes sense.
That's it. So no matter what, you knew that the dude sitting on the other side of this table was an animal. So you just can't half step. You gotta write dope verses.
Yeah.
Dope verses. Period.
And I guess I kind of say it too, because back then there wasn't a lot of features like you see now. You know, people always, and obviously it's easier to do music when you can send it back and forth through email. But so a solo artist just has to worry about what he says. And so the dynamic of having a duo.
Yeah, but then you got to write more.
Yeah, that is true.
It's twice the work.
But you're also from an era of incredible duos.
Like if you Starang Wonder from OGC and you want to do it in your mind, songs are traditionally 3 verses. Now you got to do 3 times the work.
Yeah. You don't see a lot of duos nowadays, though.
I know, because I don't know why that is, but what I do know is in line with, you know what I'm saying, in line with the fact that you don't see a lot of duos. First of all, you don't see a lot of groups either.
No, not at all.
But it's just because they
don't R&B groups.
They don't last. Yeah. It's not that they don't. It's just like they don't last.
From an era too, we have some dynamic duos: Heltah, Skeltah, Mobb Deep,
Smith and
Dark
Wesson,
Smith and Wesson,
Outkast, EPMD,
yeah.
Run DMC. They were before us, but Capone and Noriega,
CNN, Avis.
Yeah, man, like the Das Effects.
But yeah, you just it's kind of non-existent.
Yeah. Yeah, but you know what it is? It's that whole. I think the game. I think we're not steering the ship. You know what I mean? People have always. It's only a few of us that are willing to do whatever we want, and everybody else is going to follow because that's what's popping. And it's like we've been programmed to believe that we need permission to sell records,
yeah,
to be a superstar, to be a star, be whatever it is we're supposed to be. You know what I mean? And it's like, all right, the radio has, what radio, like mainstream radio and mainstream media, your MTV and your BET and your, like, people will sell their soul for that. You know what I mean? If those, your Hot 97, your Power, whatever station from whatever your region is, if it seems like they're only playing this, you have success. You are about to successfully steer the cattle into making all this, because they believe that mainstream radio and media is the end all be all.
Yeah,
it's the only way to the to the greatness. So that's what they do.
Which somewhat it is. I've brought this up a couple times, but let's take the 6ix9ine situation. All this is going through, like, real life is happening to these cats around them, and this and that, and all they're really talking about is a $10 million deal he gets when he gets out, and that enough. Just from the social media hype, they're talking about a record deal for him. So saying that people sell their soul, you're watching it happen in real time. Before we get out of here, I need a bucket list moment for you, and I know you have a bunch, but something that happened that you were. And I know you talked about when you came out here first, obviously.
Like that shit, I didn't even know none of that stuff was on my bucket list. That shit just happened.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Fucking amazing. It was like, whoa, like shit. But a bucket list moment, one that happened, rocking the stage with Rakim.
Yeah.
That was definitely on my bucket list. Like, I gotta get.
That's a pretty good one, I would say, by the way.
Yeah, like I performed with Rakim before. That was definitely one. I guess I could name another one. I guess that was too easy. I guess I could. A Wu-Tang boot camp song.
Guns and Ones.
That was cool, but that was a Heltah Skeltah Method Man song. Technically, it was a Wu-Tang Boot Camp song.
Yeah, I got you.
But like on my solo album and on Sean P's Imperious Rex album, we accomplished it. I had one on mine called Camp Wu, and we had one on his called Guns and Ones, where it was multiple members from both squads.
Yeah.
Yeah, that you know what I mean.
Ironically, setting this interview up today, I always keep my phone on shuffle. And while I was running my errands coming here today, the Rhyme or Reason track came on with you in uniform.
Yeah, Heltah, Skeltah, Razzcast, and Cannabis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that song probably hasn't come up in my shuffle in 10 months, or maybe longer.
Nice.
And all of a sudden today, and I thought to myself too, I was like, a soundtrack. When's the last time the Black Panther did do a soundtrack though? That was kind of
what? Oh yeah.
The Black Panther soundtrack.
You know what else? You know what other a movie that has a dope fucking soundtrack? It's the Suicide Squad.
Yes, I agree with you there. Yeah.
That soundtrack is fucking stupid.
I miss soundtracks.
Like Belly had a dope soundtrack.
Yeah.
Like what was the Above the Rim soundtrack? Was
New
stupid.
Jersey Drive soundtrack.
New Jersey Drive. We was on there. I gotta plug.
You're on volume 2. Yeah, right.
Volume 1.
What was it? I know they have 2.
It was only one movie, right?
Yeah, but they made 2 volumes on the soundtrack.
Yeah, but we that shit went gold, and we got and Boot Camp got a plaque. I just don't have a plaque, but for it. But what else? Friday had a dope sound. Friday soundtrack was crazy. On the low, I mean, like you might not feel that way because I mean, like I'm more of a West Coast hip hop lover than you, possibly. But like the Alcoholics was on there.
Oh yeah.
From the Coast to Coast was on there, right?
Coast to Coast.
Ridiculous.
Keep Your Heads Ringing.
Yeah.
Friday Night, Scarface.
And then you know what else? When Friday was coming out, this was around the same time that Duck Down Signs a Priority. So this was around my first trips to California. So I was all of that dope energy I was talking about earlier. Like that shit was going on to the soundtrack of Friday. So I love, so my emotions on that song might be a little bit, you know what I'm saying, magnified, so to speak. But
there was a good little patch there. It was just ridiculous soundtracks.
Mm-hmm. Deep Cover.
Hoodlum.
No, Deep Cover had its own soundtrack.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's the Snoop and Dre, 187. Yeah.
Juice.
Oh, Juice soundtrack.
Rakim Sip the Juice.
I got enough to go around.
What?
And it takes place.
Are you bugging?
But even like family movies, like Dr. Dolittle had a dope soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
Nutty Professor had a dope soundtrack.
Hey, we need to bring that back because I promise you, the Suicide Squad soundtrack is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And like it's songs on there that's not hip hop that I love. Like love that ain't even hip hop. And that's big, son.
What I noticed too with the Suicide Squad is they made singles and videos with it.
Right.
Which is what we were used to seeing too.
Right.
You know?
Right. Rick Ross got a song on the Suicide Squad. Body Bagging.
Yeah.
They tried to step it up for Black Panther too.
And that was all TDE. They did it collectively.
Yeah. We need to look. My man Neff, the Last American B-Boy, is in the building. And he's not just my homeboy, but he's a film director, a video director, and all of that. And I'm saying this online. I'm right online, right? Like right live on the podcast. We need to bring that back. Dope soundtracks in movies. Cause you're a filmmaker and I'm Slim Zell Washington, so you understand what I'm saying?
And my boy Sticky Fingers.
Yes, sir.
He's doing
Sticky Fingers was born the day before me.
Wow. He is, he's starting to do basically musicals with his albums.
Mm-hmm.
So he performs.
He was way ahead of that back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually in one of them. I play Undercover Cop.
I'm in one of them too.
Yeah, absolutely.
We might be in the same one. Is it the Time one?
Time, yeah.
Yeah, it might be the same one.
I'm the cop that follows him out here at LA and follows him around in LA and stuff like that.
When he goes and sees the Decepticons and then he comes and sees us. I don't know if you saw that.
I haven't seen the whole thing yet. Yeah.
We in the same boat. We ain't seen the whole thing.
I watched my part though.
I seen my part. He came and showed me. Yeah.
See my part.
Salute to my man Sticky Fingers.
Absolutely, yeah. He that was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get out of here, obviously, anything I forgot, anything you want to say? I know we had fun. We just talking.
It's dope. It's dope. Let me see. Anything I spoke about all the albums, right?
Mm-hmm.
I got a reality show in the works about to come out. It's real. It's not fake reality show.
Not scripted reality.
Nah, it's more like docu-series, right? But I can't give you too much details on it. But I'm telling you, just look forward to that. You know what I mean? That's gonna be dope. me and my man Neff, we are working on wild shit. Like we working on a new film. I think we need a new title for the film we working on. But you know this. Shots fired. You understand what I'm saying? We might be needing, but we working on dope shit. Like I have a web series out there. It was called Tips. It's not mine. It was Neff's. You understand? Last American B-boy. He was out there. It was his joint, and I was getting my Slim Zell Washington on in that. You know what I mean? It's dope. Is it available, or you still got it?
It's on the low now. I took it off mine.
You foul. He's foul. All right. But anyway, like I said, like we doing film shit. We doing a bunch of music shit. I'm working on 5, the Rockwilder album, the Ron Browse album.
I know that's gonna be crazy.
The Rockwilder album is stupid, right? Rockwilder album is called The Wilderness. Think Rockness, Rockwilder, Wilderness. The Rockwilder album, The Wilderness. The Ron Browse album, Rock First. The Amsterdam Weed album, EP is called Chronicles of the Most High. You got the Archetype EP is called Half Man, Half a Monster, and the album is called M3, The Man, The Myth, The Monster. Somewhere in between that, I'm gonna sneak in the EP with Rusty Jukes. Rusty Jukes is called Crownsville. Me and my man Strang want to do something. I've been in talks with my man UG from the Cellar Dwellers, and we filming shit. We just shot a video yesterday for a throwback song. It's ridiculousness. Did I say yesterday? Today we shot it. So we working. Just stay tuned. The website is iamrockness.com. The Instagram is RocknessBCC. The Twitter is _Rockness_. The YouTube is Monster Nation.
Say the website again.
iamrockness.com.
No, for the album, the exclusive.
Patreon.com/Rockness Monsta. Thanks.
And there we go. Much love to Rock in LA, filming videos, doing what he does, like always, consistent as ever.
Thank you.
We really appreciate you joining What's the Word.
What's the word?